Hola.
Well, hello again. Fancy meeting you here.
Hey, Nana. GB. Look at Linky's in the house.
Hey, hey, hey.
Hey, hey, hey. I'm not even going to try to sing because my voice is just so wonderful.
Yes, it's getting a
I was trying to
very.
sing the Kaz earlier, and she's like, please stop singing. You're yelling at me.
Yeah, she was.
How is everyone? Hey, cars.
Carson, if you're going to send
Oh,
me
they're
a
going to send
card,
me a car. Can you send me
um,
an Audi?
I'd like a brand new Mini Cooper convertible, please, in red.
I'll take a CJ7 Jeep, please.
Hey, Nana, how are you, sweater? Yes, cars, we all want a car. Nana wants a
Right?
car. Lanky wants a car. GB wants a car. Jess
Are
wants
the
a car.
are you gonna deliver it to the front yard with the keys in it for free?
Wouldn't that be lovely?
Oh,
Wouldn't that be
come pick
nice?
come pick me up, Linky. So the West Boys.
Yes. Oh, I have some enjoyable reading some days.
Yeah, you're definitely a bookworm.
True. But I could find something lighter to read rather than what I've been reading in the past few days. Yeah, Lanky, though it is sad.
Yeah, this is pretty. We're gonna go over the revised indictment
Yes.
of Cars. Behave yourself, or you're gonna have to go bye bye.
Yeah, we'll time you out.
We will put you in jail.
We'll put you
We
in the
got
naughty.
we got furry handcuffs.
We do. Yeah, so I,
And Nana, I love Nana. All right. Well, I'm sure cars will be gone soon. So, okay, Kaz. So 11 pages.
yes, I've got 11 pages of the new indictment on Trezell and Jacqueline,
Mm.
and it it is a really sad when I read it to you, and I'm going to show it on the screen as well so you can all see it. Um, it is heartbreaking the information that it puts out there. So sit back. I won't say relax because it's not something relaxing to actually see. And I will explain to you what the relevant penal codes relate to and the court rules. Okay.
Yeah, Kaz is going to read because if I read any of this, I probably will not have a voice afterwards.
No.
And plus, we love your accent.
Yeah, Nana, I wish somebody, I mean, as much as I don't want the DA to offer either of those two um, anything to give up where the boys are, I kind of do. Like, if they do go down for first degree, yeah, put your teeth in, woman, first degree murder, um, if they say, well, look, you can get life without the possibility of parole if you tell us where those two precious boys are, I think I could live with that.
But right now, they're not even going for. It's not even in a first degree yet. It's still in a second
No,
degree.
yeah,
But I'll tell you what, I've been saying it from day one. I truly believe that they didn't wake up and say, "Oh, let's get rid of the boys." I've always said it. They did something to the older boy, Oren. And then I feel they had to do something to the Orson because of the fact that they were going to make it look like they were kidnapped together. Yeah, they're both sick.
Yeah. Okay. So let me just share my screen. Just bear me one
Hey, Deborah
moment.
G. Yeah, this is horrible, Deborah. I mean, I was still trying to digest Dylan Rounds and 62-year-old Kurt Wadsworth dressed up like the doll collector, but oh gosh.
Yeah. Now, I do apologise that this document isn't the clearest, because I've tried to make it as big as possible. So this first page just mentioned, it was put into the Superior Court in California, and it is the superseding indictment for Trezell West and Jacqueline West. And nothing's really on the first page. It's really the second page that the details go in. Just scroll down to the very first. And it states, on or about September 1st, 2020 through September 11, 2020, Trezell West and Jacqueline West did, with malicious afterthought, murder, it's been redacted, a human being in violation of Penal Code 187A, second degree murder, a felony. It is
Okay,
further,
the dates
I
right
can't,
there are scary.
yes,
3 months before they actually called the boys in missing.
correct.
Oh, I can't even stomach it.
Yeah, yeah. It is further alleged that the above offence is a serious felony within the meaning of Penal Code 1192.7. Now, that penal code refers to, I just need to go on. Hang on, sorry guys, I clicked out of the wrong screen. Ah, dang it. I closed the wrong screen. I do apologise, guys. I did have it up and I've gone and accidentally closed it.
No, you're good, Kaz. What was the exact when did they
The pe-
actually move into that property? I thought they moved into that property in November in
oh,
California City.
yeah, yeah, it was close to that, yeah.
So
So they never,
the boys never even made it to California City.
no, no,
We all
no,
thought that. A lot of us
yeah,
thought that they never even made it to that house.
yeah. Now, what that penal code stands for is lewd or lascivious act on a child under the age of 14 years,
Oh
and
gosh.
any felony punishable by death or imprisonment in the state prison for life, any felony in which the defendant personally inflicts great bodily injury on any person other than an accomplice, or any felony in which the defendant personally uses a firearm. So that's a pretty serious penal code that they've been charged under. That's a pretty serious
Yeah.
felony.
They actually might get a couple life sentences.
Oh, well, it wouldn't surprise me.
Mm. Hey, human animal. September, human animal said they moved into the house.
Oh, was it September?
So,
Okay.
so maybe just before they moved into the house, they got rid of the poor little babies.
Yeah, because one would think they did bring dogs into that house at Cal City. One would think if this occurred at the Cal City home, they would have come across a scent on it. All right. The next one, it says circumstances in aggravation. It is further alleged that the defendant, I'm just going to shorten it down to the initials, it's too much to say. TW and JW committed a crime that involved great violence,
Ugh.
threat of great bodily harm, or other acts disclosing a high degree of cruelty, viciousness, or callousness within the meaning of California Rule of the Court 4.2.4.2A1.
Oh, thank you, you animal.
And that is exactly what they said up there. It's cruelty, harm, threat of great bodily harm. They've
This
actually,
is this is disgusting. Like when you read that, my first thought was I would love to go into that jail and kick him straight in its balls.
yeah, well, the, when I get down to the other part, this is what cut me deep. Um, the rest is horrific, but when I get down just this tad bit further, it's even worse.
Mm,
Circumstance and aggravation is further alleged that the victim, redacted, was particularly vulnerable within the meaning. Again, it's to do with the above. It is further alleged that defendant TW and JW induced others to participate in the commission of the crime or occupied a position of leadership or dominance of other participants in its commission
my
within the
God.
meaning of the California rules.
So
So,
the only one I can possibly think of is that came out and was talking to the police with some of this information was the older child in that house.
yes, but this is actually saying that he coerced or got induced somebody to participate in the commission of this crime. So this would be an adult, not a minor, that
Ugh,
this particular one's referring to. This next one is what threw me. Circumstances in aggravation. It is further alleged that the defendant, TW and JW, induced a minor to commit or assist in the commission of the crime within the meaning of the California Rules of Court. A
that part.
minor.
That part. That's the part that I'm honestly thinking it is the older child.
That,
That is
I
sick.
mean, that got absolutely gobsmacked me when I read that. I'm thinking,
If
oh,
that, go ahead. I'm trying to count my 5 second delay on you so I don't interrupt you.
oh,
If
oh
that's the case,
yeah,
imagine
go on.
how. If that is the case and they use their older child with everything going on, imagine what that poor child is going to go through for the rest of their life.
It's unimaginable, Ma. It truly is.
It's heartbreaking.
Okay. It is further alleged that the defendant TW and JW threatened witnesses, unlawfully prevented or dissuaded witnesses from testifying, suborned, perjury, or in any way illegally interfered with the justice. My mouth's not working. Justice, the system process
Wait,
within the
Kaz.
meaning.
Wait, time out. Time out, TT. We are not allowed to talk about death and laugh at the same time because we get criticized.
I am not laughing at these. I'm laughing at I cannot pronounce this
Oh,
particular word.
I know what you're laughing at, just like I was laughing last night discussing Dylan. Would I ever laugh that Dylan Rounds is missing? No. But did I laugh when the private detective said that the sucking the D? I'm sorry. That private investigator was so blunt that I couldn't help but to have a few laughs.
My tongue just will not wrap round this particular word.
Let me answer Lanky's question. Monkey, do you think they will have concrete evidence or circumstance evidence?
Circum-
Um,
Circumstantial evidence, I think she's referring
Circumstantial,
to.
I'm going to go with unless somebody is going to tell them where the boys are. If that's the case, then they'll have concrete. But right now, I think they're only running on circumstantial evidence. Oh, yeah, let's jam.
It was my mobile.
No, see, yeah, yeah, I got a comment last night that I was laughing about Dylan being missing. Like, God forbid I would ever laugh about Dylan Rounds being missing. Or do I care if Dylan Rounds is gay? What I cared about was a 62-year-old weirdo grooming a 17-year-old child.
Exactly.
All right, continue, honey.
Thank you. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to laugh. I can't get over the fact that my tongue and my teeth aren't cooperating.
Kaz, we're allowed to laugh. If you can't find a little humor in some of these absolutely demented people in these sad, horrible cases, then where are you going to be? We're going to be in rubber rooms soon. Like, I'm only like probably 6 sentences away from being Baker acted.
Yeah. It is further alleged that the defendant, TW and JW, took advantage of a position of trust or confidence to commit the offence within the meaning of the California rules. So, again, talk about a manipulator.
Mm.
Okay, count two. Now, that was
Kaz,
only count one, by
yeah,
the way.
Kaz, from day one, you could look at Trezell and the way he looked at Jacqueline in that first interview, and you knew that he was a total control freak.
Oh, categorically. Categorically. No, that was just count one. There's seven charges, guys. That was count one.
Gosh.
Count two, Penal Code Section 192, bracket B, involuntary manslaughter. On or about September 1, 2020 through September 11, 2020, TW and JW did willfully and unlawfully fail to perform a legal duty in a here I go again, criminally negligent manner, causing the death of, redacted, a human being in violation of Penal Code Section 192B, involuntary manslaughter, a felony. It is further alleged that the above offence is a serious felony. Crikey, I'm going to give up in a minute. Serious felony within the meaning of Penal Code Section 192.7.
Wow.
Circumstance in aggravation. It is further alleged that the defendant TW and JW committed a crime that involved great violence, threat of great bodily harm, and other acts disclosed a high degree of cruelty, viciousness, or callousness within the meaning of Now I can say all those big words and my tongue doesn't get tied. It is further alleged that the victim redacted was particularly vulnerable within the meaning of, so it's exactly the same aggravation as the one before. It's the same aggravation again repeated for the one above, so I won't repeat it. Again, they mention a minor was induced to commit or assist in the commission of the crime. In this one, again, they threaten witnesses to prevent them from coming forward or made them perjure themselves. It's the same aggravation in this one as well. And okay, count three.
That's insanity.
Yeah, on or about the 1st of September, same dates, TW and JW did willingly harm or endanger a human being in violation of Penal Code 273A, a felony.
Hey,
Yeah.
Frank, maybe.
Oh,
Yeah,
good day, Frank.
I don't think anybody removed you, Frank.
No, we don't get anybody from here.
Ugh.
Okay, it is the same aggravations as the previous ones in count 1 and 2. Same aggravations in count 1 and 2. Again, they're saying the minor was involved again
Mm.
in that aggravation also.
I mean,
Just
who do you
scrolling
think the
down.
minor is? I mean, do you believe that it's the older kid that they had? What was that? How old was that child? 12, 11?
Yeah, it was around that age. Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Again, same threatening witnesses in the same one. In count three. Okay, here's count four. Okay, this one's quite long. On or about September 1 to September 20th. Now, this is an TW and JW did willingly and unlawfully conspire to commit willful and premeditated first degree murder. Now, this is the first time it's come up.
Okay,
Before,
so so the first one maybe.
the other one was manslaughter.
So now we're coming into Orson.
Yeah, first
Okay.
degree murder with malice aforethought on redacted a human being in violation of penal code where one of the following overt acts occurred in California. 1. On about September 1st, 2020 through September 11, 2020, redacted was removed from the family. On or about same dates, TW arranged for blank to stay in Cal City during the weekend of September 18, 2020. On or about September 1st through September 20, JW arranged for Wanda West, who, for the people that don't know, is actually Trezell's mother, to stay in Cal City during the weekend of September 18th.
Damn. Do you think Wanda knew?
Well, one,
Hey Bird. Hey Ray Bird. I'm
mm,
losing my voice, guys. That's why. Beautiful Kaz and that beautiful accent are reading this indictment.
on or about September 1st through to September 20th, Trezell and Jacqueline West formulated a plan to report redacted, I'll stop talking, hush, missing. So that would be Orrin and Orson. On or about September
Oh,
17th, 2020, an unknown co-conspirator made undead, redacted. Unalive, I mean, not undead, unalive. On or about September 17, 2020 through to September 2020, that's a lot to say, there's a lot of 20s. Redacted was removed from the residence located at redacted, but we all know the address in Cal City.
yes, we do.
So the boys, while they were no longer alive, were in the house at Cal City.
Oh, stop. That's just, and that might
They
be why the scent was picked up. That I can't even think about that. I can't even imagine. Oh,
so they were the boys were as in the indictment they were removed from their
hey, Sleuth Mom.
residence in Cal City. On or about September 1 through to September 20th, Trezell West represented that the boys were at the Cal City residence.
Oh, I can't.
On or about September 1 to September 20th, 2020, Jacqueline represented that the boys were at Cal City residence.
Oh,
On or about September 1 through to September 20, Trezell West represented that. Oh, now these are all the individual children, the other children. So this is the other adopted and their two biological children. These are all the other individual. And here's the kicker. Now you're going. This is going to blow your socks off. On or around, or on or about, sorry, September 1 through to September 20, Trezell West represented that went back to the biological parents. Now, this is the two children that they had fostered, that initially they said they'd adopted, but they actually hadn't. Do you remember that they had two other foster children?
Yes, they had the two foster kids. They had Orrin and
They're
Orson, and how many of their own? One or two. They
two,
had a
two,
baby and an older one. Yes.
correct. So the two other non-biological um, children that they were fostering, but they kept saying they'd already adopted them. They're saying they went back to their biological parents in September 2020,
Mm.
and that's not true. Okay. It is further alleged that the above offence is a serious felony. Well, we know that.
Okay, Lanky. It was good to see you.
Hi, Sleuth Mom. Sorry, I'm not watching chat. I'm reading. um, Again, the aggravations for this charge are identical to all the other charges. Now, let me see if they also include the minor. Okay. No, they do not.
I mean, what
So,
kind of person does it take to use? I mean, to involve your biologic child in something like this? That poor child.
yeah. Well, then it mustn't be their biological child, then, Ma. It must be the two other foster children. They were the oldest that they had. The
Okay.
two biological ones weren't very old.
Wow.
So, count five on about September 1st
So one
through
second,
this.
1 second. So it was a lie. So Wanda did say that the boys and everybody were together for Thanksgiving.
Correct.
Yeah. Wanda definitely knew something was up.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's a lot of porcupines been going on, that's for sure. Count five on September 1 through to September 2020. Trezell West and Jacqueline West did, with malice, afterthought, murder, redacted a human being. Oh, I should have brought that up further. It is further alleged that the defendant TW and JW committed a crime that involved great violence. These are aggravations again, which is the same as the other ones.
Un.
Again, the vulnerability is the same aggravation, where he induced others to participate in the commission. Aggravation is the same, uh, that the manner of the crime carried out indicates planning, sophistication, or professionalism. Wow, that's a new one. Okay, I wouldn't have thought that. Uh,
How old are those other? Like, and who is the adult that's involved? Like Sleuth Mom says, like
they
why?
say an unknown co-conspirator. They don't
But why
mention
are
that.
they not? I mean, have they been arrested? Or they walking the streets? I mean,
Well, they say unknown, so they're not named, so they mustn't know. They know somebody helped them, but they don't have the name.
my gosh.
Yeah.
I hope it wasn't that police officer that Trezell
Oh,
went and met out that night.
oh, don't say that.
Well, you
Okay,
never know today, Kaz.
you do. That is quite true.
I mean, he met that police officer that night before when the cops were all coming out. Like, who knows?
Hmm. Yeah.
But that wouldn't have been an unknown source.
No, it wouldn't have been an unknown because that was on body cam.
Exactly.
The next aggravation is the same as the other counts, as is the next one. So I won't keep reading those ones. Again, the professionalism's popped up again, so they're using a different aggravation there. Took advantage of a position of trust or confidence to commit the offences. That's the same. Count seven. This is the final one. On or about December 21st, this is when they did falsely report an emergency in violation of Penal Code Section 148.3. 1993, and this was signed as a true bill found by the grand jury on the 7th day of June 2022. So, wow, there you
You know,
go.
until this came out, I honestly thought that Jacqueline, I thought Jacqueline was going to sing like a bird when she got separated from him, but obviously Jacqueline is just as nutty as Trezell.
Well, there was talk by some of the family members that Trezell wasn't very nice towards Jacqueline, as in physically nice to her. But people could say, "Well, why didn't she leave? Why didn't she leave?" Well, I know from personally, that's easier said than done, because if you're in a relationship like that, it's not that easy to walk away. I've been in that kind of relationship, and I was in one for 17 years, and it's
Well,
not easy to walk away.
I mean, Kaz, I understand that, but when you're in jail and you're facing probably,
Yeah,
you would think that if she was not that involved, that she would have cut a deal with the state, but I don't
but
know.
but you can still be scared of somebody,
He's a
because
monster.
they're getting tried together. You've got to remember that they're being tried for these offences together. So unless she goes to the DA, which they're not going to separate them on the charges, so if she if she comes forward and says, it was all Trezell, she's still going to be as guilty as he is, because she's an accessory to the. She didn't do anything. She's still an accessory.
Oh,
Accessory.
exactly. Exactly. But, for some closure and to tell them where the little boys are, like, she
Yeah,
may,
right.
like, she could maybe get out 20 and 25 years.
Yeah, right, Bird. I agree. Any
Raybird.
decent person would.
But if she was a decent person and at all innocent, in this, she would have told everything she knew, told where the boys are. Oh, I totally agree.
She wouldn't have tried to run off with him in the RV.
That was crazy how they found them in the RV. But the craziest part too was after the boys went missing, they were seen at the porn store. What was it? The adult store.
Oh, yeah, yeah. That was not long after the boys first went missing.
Unbelievable. So the unknown adult, and then we have a child. That child has got to be, like you said, one of the foster children.
Yeah, that they allege went back to their biological children. Biological. Oh, God, Karen. I've not had any sleep again, folks. I have a possum that keeps doing dirty dancing on my ceiling. Um, the biological parents. So it will
I
be
just,
interesting when they go to court on July 16th,
yes.
see what happens. So that'll be, if it's televised, it will be a very interesting trial to watch.
Do you think they'll show it though? They were pretty closed on it. Even the Larry Miliete.
Well, see, it involves children, so I think it may be a close court, but you never know.
Yeah, here's their display in custody inmate booking information. Booked on a warrant, no bail. Hearing 7:15. Well, my 15, your 16. 2022 at 8:30 a.m. in the Superior Court, Metro Division.
Yeah, yeah, Frank, I know it's on a gag order, but the indictment was released, so
And they've got the same exact charges. Like, it's just the only thing different there is the name. pretty sad, guys. I was real. I was praying that Jacqueline was going to sing like a canary and at least say, where the boys were considering that she's a mother of her own. You know?
Frank, this revised indictment was only released on the 7th of June, and the gag order was in place from March. So I wouldn't have thought they would have released this indictment, to be honest with you. I mean, the boys didn't even look happy there.
No, yeah. Look at Oren's face and how Trezell's looking at him and smiling. This was the picture. When I saw this picture, I knew right then that this little Oren is definitely just something's off with his face. His little, like the baby pictures, he's got like a little sparkle in his eye, and here he just it's like he's blank.
Mm.
Not to mention the scar that's under his cheek that he did not have when he was a baby under his left eye.
Mm.
Do you know which picture I'm talking about in the yellow
Yeah,
shirt? You can
yeah.
see it clear as day.
Oh, awesome. I'll be Ollie.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll definitely have to watch the court hearing. We'll have to keep Kaz up. It's going to be, I think, like, let me check the time again. So it will be 10 p.m. This, nope, 10:30 p.m. on the 16th for Kaz.
That's way past my bedtime.
You're correct with Gannon. Oh, hey, Elisa Casada. Yeah, it's not a long live, guys. We're getting off in a few minutes. We just wanted, I was mind blown.
Yeah, I've got to stop doing this to Ma.
I think there's going to be something. The third one's going to be even a mind blown because these things happen in three. So what's going to be the third one?
I don't know. I'm going to stop looking. I'm going to stop reading. I'm going to get off the internet.
No, you can't
I'm going
stop
to
reading.
I'm going to walk away from YouTube.
Yep,
Do you
look
think
at that. Conspire to commit a crime, false report of emergency. You're going to stop reading to us, Kaz?
I've got nothing to read to you?
Uh,
I'm going silent. I'm not going to say anything.
you can't go silence. Okay, what is this? Let's end it on this little video right here. Hang on one second. Let's go back to the beginning when they were grabbing their armpits and.
Oh no, please no.
But watch Jacqueline. Now that we know what we
Oh yeah.
know, you
Mm.
go back and watch. Let's see real quick, guys.
For all the support we've seen. We've felt so helpless. And seeing everybody out here really looking and helping out really
Hug
means
those
a lot.
armpits, boy.
And the Academy Award goes
So
to.
tell us what happened.
Right?
Okay.
From our yard.
Okay. It was cold. I was gonna make a fire. There's a lot of wood in this area right here next to our house. I opened up the back gate. I'm throwing wood, bringing it inside the house. My wife's inside. She was actually wrapping gifts, so we thought it was a good idea that our youngest two go outside and play with chalk on the back patio. Do not let them go on the dirt in the backyard. We keep them close. So I was playing with chalk.
Mark, just pause it a second, darling.
Came in the house. I saw them there.
Yeah, chalk as in the dog.
No, 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 that's not what I was going to say. When I first saw this, what got me right off the bat was it was cold. I thought I'd do a fire. So I sent the kids outside to play with chalk. I thought, hang on a minute, it's cold, so you're going to make a fire, so you send your kids outside? No, you're lying. Oh, I knew right away he was lying. Okay. Every time I hear her say from my yard, yeah, exactly, Jennifer.
And her rocking back and forth and him hugging his armpits. So I was just like, and the way he looks over at her and the way she looks at him, I honestly thought she was going to spill the beans when they got her away from him.
Oh, I mean, I, we now know just how long they were rehearsing this.
Yeah, 2 months. Hey, Bernadette,
One house, I came back out.
I'm going to
I
use the
didn't
little
see him
girl's
yet.
room. Be right back.
I immediately went back in, asked my wife, "Did you see the boys?" She said, "No, they should be outside playing with chalk." I said, "Well, I didn't see them." So I came back outside and I started searching my backyard. I searched the whole thing. I realized that I left the gate open and I panicked, came inside the house, searched the house, me and my wife. Once that didn't pan out, I got in the van. I looked down the street, both directions. It was getting dark, getting cold, and I got in the van and I hit a bunch of corners. I went down this street. I turned my light on. I searched. I called their names. Talked to a gentleman on the street on the other side over there. He didn't see me. So then I came home and I told my wife we need to call the cops. It's getting dark and I need help. We gotta get going. So I called the cops. Cops came. First thing they did was tell us to stay in the house so they can get a hold of us. And they had us just sitting there and we wanted to keep searching. But everybody came out in droves. And I wanted to thank you guys that night, but we couldn't go outside.
The cops told us the best are out here.
The best are out here searching. And we appreciate it. And nobody ever could tell, we could never talk to anybody. And that was the issue.
We just want to thank
We
everybody.
really want to
And
thank you
please,
guys.
if anybody has seen them, please call, let somebody know.
It it called the cops, call California the city police department. Call them and let them know what you seen if you see anything. Our boys, they they are going to be rambunctious. Okay.
Oh, I hate that word. The way he uses it,
You know what?
rambunctious.
You know what? If I don't care if you would have to duct tape me to a chair to tell me that I am not going to go out there and search for my child and sit in the house and wait around.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, they told me they had the best. Meanwhile, you knew exactly where they were. Yeah, they rehearsed this. They knew that Christmas was coming. They also knew that the mom had presents and she wanted to see the kids. So now was the time to
Mm.
come up with a lie escape plan because the holidays were right around the corner.
Yeah, exactly, Ella. Well, they never in their wildest dreams thought two little boys would get the attention that they've received from around the world. I mean, I'm in Australia. There's people in New Zealand. There's people all over America and beyond. Uh,
Hmm.
there's people in England, Canada. It is worldwide.
And the icing on the cake to this one was the fact that how she lost the children and them taking both out of the home. Like these poor little boys. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
she rocks so much that she makes me dizzy.
Ugh,
Ugh.
Yeah.
they are going to be here in this area. And I really would like to go in the houses, but it's not because I want to invade people's privacy. I just want to know if
Make
they
sure.
make sure. That's it. Because I don't. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. If you got any questions.
Oh no, you're good.
Oh, okay.
I was just gonna say, this is the first time we're hearing from you guys, and I can't imagine what you guys are going through. I can't even fathom it. For you guys, for people who are thinking, uh, that there's some kind of foul play involved. You
Yeah,
just spoke to
Alyssa,
the
I
biological
agree with
mother.
you.
I just want to hear this part where they talk about the foul play, actually, and then we're going to finish this video because she rocks back and forth so much. And knowing what we know now, I knew then that they knew
Yeah.
exactly where the boys were. And it would be pretty sad if Wanda knew, because Wanda did say that the boys and all of them were there for Thanksgiving dinner.
Which we know now is a lie.
Do you think that maybe the anonymous adult could be the half brother that lives in D.C.?
Well, don't know. I mean, he was very vocal in the beginning, and then he went dead silent.
And he put up that huge reward.
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
Hmm.
I don't
Okay,
know.
let's hear their answer to maybe it was regarding foul play. Let's hear these lies. Keep rocking, Jacqueline.
She
G'day,
says
Crystals.
she had a conversation with you guys, and that she thinks there's
Hey,
some kind of foul
Chris.
play involved.
Hey,
That
my
she thinks
elderly
you guys
cats.
did something.
And that's understandable.
What's your response to that?
That's understandable. I would think the same thing.
Yep.
I mean, that's exactly the point. And if we can find our babies, then guess what? That's no. And that's all I want is to find our babies. That's it. And I talked to her this morning, and I really wanted to tell her that I am completely sorry because we were entrusted with her children, and they came to us, and they became our children. And we named them, and they are our children, and so we want them back. So
Yeah,
please, if y'all
Jennifer,
could
you are right.
get back on your what you guys are doing, we should be able to get a hold of somebody, but they took all of our tech, so they wanted to, I guess, just rule us out, which makes sense.
That's it with these two. They want their babies back. They're liars, liars, and who knows where the babies are.
Mm.
So, that's the latest on the West Boys. Anything else you want to add, Kaz?
No, just remember, guys, July.
Oh, welcome, Bernadette.
Oh, welcome to the madhouse.
Okay, on the book club, Kaz, I'm going to start it back up next week, and my elderly cats. Should we continue the book that we were doing, or should we start it over or start a new one?
I think we start a new one because I couldn't get into it anyway.
You know
Eh,
what? I couldn't. Yeah. So we'll do a book drawing again. I'll get that out onto the post tomorrow, and then
Yeah,
we'll pick up book club on Tuesday.
yeah,
Nope, not this Tuesday. We'll do it a week to Tuesday because I want to get more interactive with it on
yeah.
StreamYards and get people up here.
Sounds like a plan.
Or if we get into a Discord voice so that we can talk and pause and kind of talk about, oh shit,
Yeah,
instead of making emojis and gifs.
yeah. Love that.
Bernadette
That's fun.
joins.
Awesome. Welcome.
Have a good night, I'll be Frank. Go
Yeah.
ahead, Kaz.
No, that's all. Thanks
No,
for
you.
popping in.
What were you saying at the end about the boys?
Oh, I was just saying, it would be lovely. I mean, the ideal outcome of all this trauma that's happened to the two boys that were fostered by the West that have allegedly gone back to the biological parents, and Sincere and Classic, who are no longer with us, if they could come back and have a decent funeral and
But
be
here's
laid at rest.
here's another big question. Where in God's earth was the social worker even for the
Oh,
even for the foster kids? Like what, you just for 2 months you'd go by and don't check in, or were they friends? Like how did those boys even end up? It's just there were a lot of shitty things that happened in those little boys' lives to put them, and then where do they end up with two monsters?
Yeah. Well, you know my opinion on that. The boy should never have been taken away from the biological mother in the first place. That was, that should never have occurred. And then they were just failed. There's too many kids across all states that are failed by children, and it's just got to stop. I don't know how, but it's just got to stop. There has to be a uniform reform of
Well, we're working on
children's
it.
services. Really
We
has to
were
be.
we were working on that, but then I ended up, Pennsylvania, back to Maine.
Mm,
So
yeah,
we
I
have
know.
to finish working on that.
But see, I'm not knocking you guys whatsoever, but the one thing about Australia, when it comes to children's services, we have
Mm,
federal laws, and it governs the whole of Australia. Where
absolutely.
you know, where if it's not, each state doesn't have their own little laws when it comes to children's services. It's a federal law, and I think that is what the Senate needs to look at, maybe in America too, to
One,
stop one law for the whole of the US, so that
absolutely. Not even the U.S. Around the world, you got to keep the babies safe.
yeah, yeah,
But
but
we need to do an update on Cleo and the doll
oh,
collector.
oh yeah.
Is Terry? He's coming up soon to go to court, right? The doll collector.
I know it was postponed, but I'd have to do some digging, because unlike in the US, it's easy to find information like that. It is not easy to find this information in Australia.
Yeah,
We're
but we
secret.
found we found the court date on Justin Charlize's stepfather.
Yeah, it's
We
just
need to
more
yeah,
difficult.
we need to get updated on Terrence Kelly, the dog collector, Cleo, William. What's the little Spider-Man boy's name?
William Tyrell.
William Tyrell, and then Charlize.
Mm.
Give an update on Kaz's children in Australia.
My babies.
Yep. And the system was failed. You can look at Harmony and Oakley, and you
Yeah,
can't even start there and not even continue of what children were failed in the system.
yeah. Cody Bigsby. Yeah, Frank. Exactly. I mean, we could sit here and rattle them off and rattle them off. There is just way too many. We shouldn't be able to rattle them off. We should have to sit here and think. Okay, let's think of one. Okay, can anybody think of one? We shouldn't be able to think of one, but we can think of too many.
Right?
Yeah,
And all of these pictures behind us, out of every single one of these faces, there has only been one that's found. It's on Chris, behind Chris's face. And he was found deceased, the little boy that went to the Michigan game.
mm,
Brendan.
mm, yeah.
All these faces
It's too many
not found.
faces there.
Even little Dior Kuntz is coming up on an anniversary of being missing in August. We've got little
Yeah,
monkey Michael Vaughn coming up next month. That's been gone for a year.
yeah. We just had summer
A year.
a year.
Crazy. Dan Elkins in the bottom right. He is the one that reminds me of the same story, a little bit of Aiden Clune, how they have just like that paranoia going on because even
Yeah,
he was riding up and down the interstate, like back and forth on the 5 in California.
yeah,
Too many, Elisa. And out of every single one of these cases that we followed in 2021, there's only closure to the bottom left.
yeah.
Brendan, that went to the Michigan game and he was found underneath
In
the
the river,
water in the river.
in the river. Yeah,
Yeah. All right, that's it, guys. Thank you for coming in. Stay safe, guys. Keep your babies safe and stay vigilant. Kaz,
yeah.
love you. Thank you as always.
Thank you for having me.
And welcome to the family, Bernadette. Yeah, we'll talk about the book club tomorrow, Kaz, and see how we can make it interactive, more
Thank you,
interactive.
everybody. Love to all. Take care.
Night, night.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.